All right, pilots, strap yourselves in. Today, we're punching the throttle and learning the rules of engagement for Aeronautica Imperialis. We're talking high-speed, high-stakes aerial combat, set in the grim, dark future of the 41st millennium. Let's get into it. So this game puts you in the command seat of entire squadrons. We're talking everything from nimble little fighters to massive heavy bombers. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, it's simple. Dominate the skies. Because, in the unending wars of this age, whoever controls the air, well, they pretty much decide who wins the fight on the ground. And, that quote really sets the tone perfectly. Air superiority is fleeting. Victory is never, ever guaranteed. The enemy is always coming back for more, always ready to challenge you for control. It's just a constant, vicious struggle for the top spot. Okay, so here's our mission briefing for today. We'll start with your cockpit and the basics, then we'll look at how a turn works, master some maneuvers, figure out how to open fire, and wrap it up with the end phase. Simple as that. Let's get to it.
Right, first things first. Before you can even think about outflying a crazy orc DACA jet, you've got to know your way around the cockpit. Think of this as your pre-flight check, where we cover all the essential stats for every aircraft.
Okay, so your battlefield is what's called the area of engagement, this hex grid map right here. This is where all the action happens. You'll be moving your planes across these hexes, rolling these special dice to see what happens, and using all these little tokens to keep track of, well, everything, from your maneuvers to how banged up your planes are.
First up, let's talk structure. This is basically your plane's HP, its health bar. Every time you take a real hit, you lose a point. And once that number hits 0, well, your plane becomes a smoking crater. Simple, deadly, and you really want to keep an eye on it.
All right, next is throttle. This is all about how nimble you are with your speed. At the start of your movement, you can use this number to either speed up or slow down. And trust me, mastering your throttle is absolutely key. You can slow down to get a tail on a fast enemy, or you can punch it to get out of trouble. Super useful. And speaking of speed, every plane has a max speed. This is, the fastest it can go without things getting dicey. You can push it past that limit, especially in a dive, but you risk the whole thing just shaking itself to pieces. It's called breaking up. And yeah, it can cause some seriously catastrophic damage right then and there.
Okay, so now that we know our way around the instrument panel, let's look at the flow of the battle itself. Each turn in this game is a whirlwind of action. And to make sense of it all, it's broken down into 6 clean phases. So here's how it goes down. First, you secretly choose maneuvers for all your planes. It's all about mind games. Then you roll for initiative to see who goes first this turn. Next up, a really cool phase called tailing fire. If you're right on someone's 6, you get a bonus shot. After that, we get to the main movement phase, where everyone shows their hand. Then comes the big one, the firing phase. And finally, you wrap it all up with the end phase, which is all about cleanup and getting ready for the next turn.
All right, let's zoom in on what really makes this game shine, movement. Honestly, this is the heart and soul of Aeronautica. It's not always about having the biggest guns. Winning these dogfights is all about getting into the perfect position, and that means you gotta outfly your opponent.
When it's an aircraft's turn to move, it happens in 3 simple steps. 1, you use your throttle to tweak your speed. 2, you flip over that secret token you picked and pull off your ace maneuver. And 3, after you've moved, you decide if you want to change your altitude, climb up, or dive down. Speed, maneuver, altitude. Easy.
So, what exactly are these ace maneuvers I keep mentioning? Well, there are 8 of them in total, everything from flying straight to some pretty wild acrobatics. Why don't we take a look at a classic, the banking turn?
Okay, let's break this down. Look at the diagram here. With a bank, you don't just go your full speed and then turn at the end. No. You move forward at least 1 hex. Then you make your turn, just 1 hex side, and then you finish the rest of your movement. This whole turn in the middle thing is a game changer. It's what lets you weave through enemy formations and line up those perfect kill shots.
But hey, you gotta be careful up there. It's not all smooth flying. If you go too slow or try to climb too high too fast, you risk stalling out. And that can lead to an uncontrollable spin. And on the flip side, if you dive too fast and break your max speed, well, that's when you risk breaking up, where the sheer force literally rips your plane apart. It's a real balancing act between pushing your limits and staying in control.
So you've done it. You've outflown your opponent. You've got them dead to rights. Now it's time to light them up. Welcome, my friends, to the firing phase. Firing your guns is a nice, clean, four-step process. It's super straightforward. First, you check your targeting. Is the enemy in your fire arc and in range? Yep, good. Second, you roll your firepower dice to see if you hit. Third, if it's a limited-use weapon like a missile, you tick off your ammo. And finally, step 4, you take any successful hits and roll again to see if you do damage. That's it.
Now here is the golden rule of gunnery. If you remember one thing, make it this. You don't need to look at complicated charts. To hit another aircraft, you always need a 5 or more on a die. That's it. 5+. This is what keeps the game moving so fast and keeps the action intense.
Okay, so the base roll is always a 5+, but some things can make that shot a little trickier. For instance, if your target is stalling or spinning out of control, they're hard to track, so that's a -1 to your roll. Also, altitude is huge. For every level of altitude difference between you and your target, whether they're above or below you, that's another -1. So yeah, getting on the same level as your enemy, it really pays off.
So you've landed a hit. Awesome! But now you gotta see if that hit actually did anything. For every single die that hit, you're gonna roll it one more time. This is your damage roll. Now you're trying to match or beat your weapon's damage stat. If you do, the target loses 1 structure point. You just gotta chip away at them till they go down.
Okay, after all that chaos, all the moving and shooting, the turn winds down with the end phase. Now don't tune out, because this isn't just a cleanup step. This is a really critical moment where you assess what just happened and, more importantly, set yourself up for the next turn.
So a few things happen here. You'll see if your pilots can get out of a stall or a spin, that's important, but the real prize, the thing you're really looking for, is determining who is tailing who. This is where you check if you've got a plane perfectly lined up behind an enemy. If you do, you are officially tailing them. And what does that mean? It means you get a free bonus shot on them at the very start of the next turn. It is a huge advantage. You should always be fighting to get a tail.
And that's pretty much the core engine of the game. All these rules we just talked about, movement, firing, positioning, they apply to every single faction. So it doesn't matter if you're flying the super disciplined formations of the Imperial Navy or, the completely bonkers, chaotic swarms of the Orc Air Wa. Mastering these fundamentals is how you win. Period.
And there you have it. That's your briefing. From maneuvering to gunnery, you've got the basics now. You're ready to take to the deadly skies of the 41st millennium. So, I guess there's only one question left to ask. Are you going to be the ace who claims the skies, or just another smoking wreck on the horizon? The choice is yours, pilot.